I have put in a contract on a house without telling my wife. Have you ever done that? Do you know why I didn't tell her? Because if she had known about it, she would have asked me not to put in the contract. Did I make a mistake? I wouldn't say yes, but the ROI on that house, while okay, is not great. My other homes in that area are doing much better. This one is doing okay. Do you know why I acted like that? I got emotional. I had the money. I was in a rampage. I didn't want to wait and buy whatever I could before the market became too hot to invest. Does my wife crib about my decision? Not as much now, since it has been over 12 years. Looking back, will I act like that today? Probably not. I was young and stupid back then. I didn't have a checklist back then. Do you, my investor friends, have a checklist that you use now? If not, it's okay. Today, I'll go over it. Have you ever looked at a rental property and thought, this seems like an amazing deal? The price is lower than everything else. The photos look great. The seller says there are multiple offers. Your real estate agent tells you to move quickly, and your brain starts imagining all the cash flow that you'll be making. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the worst rental properties I've ever seen look like incredible bargains on day one. And some of the best investment properties I've ever bought looked boring. Today, I'm going to give you my personal investor's checklist that I use before buying any rental property. This checklist has saved me from making six-figure mistakes. More importantly, near the end of this video, I'm going to show you the one question I ask myself before every purchase. It is so simple that most investors ignore it, but it has probably saved me more money than every inspection I've ever paid for. So don't miss that. Let's begin. Hey everyone, if you don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Vikram Chopra. I was an investment banker turned broker in the Greater Charlotte metropolitan area, where I invest and assist other investors reach their financial goals through real estate investing. Rule number one, never fall in love with the house. This is probably the biggest mistake beginners make. They shop for investment properties exactly like they're buying their dream home. They get excited about the kitchen, the backyard, the fireplace, the fancy bathroom. None of that matters. Your tenants are not paying you because you love granite countertops. They are paying you because the property solves a housing problem for them. Always remember, the property that brings in the maximum income, or as we call it in this business, cash flow, should be your target property. Remember, when you walk into a property, almost everything that you can see with the eyes has to be replaced. Most investment homes are at least 20 years behind on maintenance. When you walk in, you see the floor, you see the paint, you see the kitchen cabinets, the appliances, the water heater, the toilets, the tubs, the vanities, the lights in the room. Everything that you see has to be replaced. You might ask me, but Vikram, what if the appliances are new? Do we still have to change them? Well, surely not right away, but yes, eventually. You might think that if I don't want to keep the house for more than a few years, well, here's what I don't understand. A property that cash flows usually provides $300 to $400 a month. Your down payment is usually significant. Unless you have a ton of money and just want to park some of it in real estate, then you don't care about the small cash flow. But if you are a mortal like me, then the cash flow becomes paramount. So how do we increase this cash flow from peanut-sized $300 to more than $1,000 per month? One way is to put down significantly more than just 20%. But that will eat into your next down payment fund. Second option is to ensure that you keep the house for a long time. How does it help your cash flow by keeping the house for a long time? First, whenever the interest rate come down, you can refinance it for a lower monthly payment, thus increasing your net cash flow. But you need to own the house till that happens. Second, eventually over the years, your tenant will pay down your mortgage month after month, year after year. In 10 to 15 years, your house will be paid off. You will be pocketing at least $1,000 every month. 10 to 15 years sounds a long time, right? It is true. It is 2026 and I started this business in 2011. When I bought my first house, I did not envision any of what I have today. No way. I was too naive. All I knew is that I'm buying a rental property and that I'll make some money out of it. And that's it. What kept me motivated was a monthly rent and the fact that homes were cheap, and 20% down at that time was just $20,000. Things are very different now. If I remember, my fifth home was just $174,000, and that has been the most expensive investment home I have bought till now. But cash flow isn't the only thing though that should matter. There's another number that can destroy any investment, even when the rent looks amazing. Let's talk about that next. By the way, if you're a beginner or an investor and are looking for guidance on how to get started in real estate investing, feel free to book a 20-minute free phone call with me. Link below in the description. Rule number 2, study the neighborhood before the house. When I think of unsafe neighborhoods, there are only 2 names that come to my mind. Austin, a suburb in West Chicago, and all of South Chicago. Many investors spend 2 hours inspecting the property and only 5 minutes looking around the neighborhood. That is backwards, my friends. You can renovate a house. You cannot renovate a neighborhood. Before I buy anywhere, I drive through the area multiple times. Morning, afternoon, evening, weekends, weekday. Why? Because neighborhoods change dramatically. A quiet street on Tuesday afternoon may become a party zone every Friday night. A beautiful subdivision may have abandoned homes just 2 blocks away. You need to know what your future tenants will experience. Look for simple clues. Are people taking care of their yards? Are the cars parked on the grass? Do businesses nearby look busy? Are schools improving? Is new construction happening? Are employers moving into that area? 1 hour of driving around a neighborhood can save you years of regret. The violent crime rate in South Chicago is 401% higher than the national average according to the latest data from 2020. Can you believe that? Same with Austin in Chicago. Don't confuse the Austin with the one in Texas. The difference between these 2 Austins is like day and night. I own a property in Oak Park, the neighboring village of Austin. The contractor used to live in Austin. He once wanted a ride back home at the end of the day, which I gave. Oh my God, you don't want to go there during the day, let alone in the night. All homes had grills on the doors and the windows. The contractor told me not to stop anywhere, not even on the stop sign. And surprisingly, there are no single family homes or townhomes there. Everything was a duplex or a triplex or a quad. You know what? The cash flow from that neighborhood would be excellent. But you will have so many vacancies and maintenance and turnover problems that you will beat yourself down. Almost every successful investor tells us to invest in B and C neighborhoods. Stay away from A and D neighborhoods, isn't it? Properties in A neighborhood would be too expensive that you won't have any cash flow, and the ones in B neighborhood would be just too dangerous. Having said that, I have a few properties in C minus neighborhoods. I can go there at any point of time during the day or night, but I prefer going there only on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. if I ever need to go to. You might ask, what's the best way to judge the neighborhood? It's very simple. Just go there in a regular car, not a flashy one like BMW X5, park it in the middle, turn off your car, and that's it. No distractions, no phone calls. Sit there for 15 minutes without any distractions. You will observe a lot. You will find different people going in and out of certain homes. All of these are clues. One of my rentals got burned down 6 months ago. You can check that video here. The house below mine was a drug transit point with people dealing in drugs. There were people going in and out of the house at all hours. One day, a deal went south. Someone who was high shot a guy and killed him in the middle of the night. Now this guy is in a pickle. It's a murder. What should he do to escape? You know what he did? He deliberately burned the whole damn building, including my house. Watch my video here for more spicy updates and what you should do when a rental catches fire. But even a great neighborhood doesn't guarantee a good investment. The numbers still have to work, and that's where many investors fool themselves. Rule number 3, never trust the seller's numbers. This one hurts, especially if you're excited. The seller tells you the property rents for $2,400, the maintenance is almost zero, the tenant never complains, the taxes are low. Maybe, maybe not. Verify everything. Don't assume. And from a personal experience, I can tell you 98% of the times the information provided is inaccurate. North Carolina is a caveat emptor state, which in Italian means buyers beware. You, my investor friends, are the buyers. So you be aware. I have seen sellers accidentally forget vacancies, maintenance, capital expenditures, property management, insurance increases, HOA special assessments. Those small omissions can wipe out your entire profit. Always build your own numbers, even if they are conservative. Actually, especially if they are conservative. Because if the deal only works with perfect assumptions, then it is not a good deal. Speaking of assumptions, there is one expense that almost every new investor underestimates, and it is one of the fastest ways to destroy cash flow. We will get there in just a minute. That's why if you're planning to invest money in real estate, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. We can discuss your situation together. Rule number 4, budget for repairs you can't see. Fresh paint is wonderful. New flooring is exciting. Updated kitchens look fantastic. But those aren't usually what bankrupt investors. Hidden problems do. And what are those? Roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical, sewer line, HVAC, water intrusion. These are the expensive surprises. That's why inspections matter. But don't stop there. Ask, how old is the roof? How old is the water heater? How old is the HVAC? When were the windows replaced? What kind of plumbing is inside the walls? Every major system has a lifespan. If they're all reaching the end together, you, my friend, are buying a financial time bomb. And how do you budget for these big ticket items? You save money from the monthly cash flow. Remember, monthly cash flow is like oxygen for your business. Without oxygen, your business will die. It is true, my friends. If your property isn't producing cash flow, then you're paying from your pocket to fix or replace those big ticket items. My smart investor friends, you don't want to use your funds from your pocket. Why? Because you need those funds for your next down payment. And homes currently in 2026 are all so expensive. So, where do you buy homes where there is cash flow? See my video here on the Golden Circle strategy, where it's easier to buy cash flowing properties. Thinking ahead is always good. Cosmetic problems are usually cheaper than the structural ones. Never confuse pretty with profitable. Now, let us discuss something even more dangerous, which are bad tenants. Because a perfect property can still become a terrible investment. Rule number 5, buy where good tenants want to live. Many investors chase cheap houses. There is no shyness in telling that I have bought cheap homes too. Some bit me hard, but some have stood the test of time. I understand why investors want houses that are not too expensive, right? Lower purchase price, lower mortgage, lower down payment. Sounds great, isn't it? And that is great also. You will also have awesome cash flow. Imagine the things that you can do with that cash flow. But cheap houses often attract higher turnover, higher maintenance, higher vacancies, higher stress, man. Instead, you could ask yourself, would I want responsible people living here? Are there grocery stores nearby? How about jobs? How about schools? How about parks, hospitals, public transportation? These are all important. Convenience matters. Good tenants want choices. Your property has to compete. Remember, you're not buying today's tenants, you're buying the next 20 years of tenants. That is a huge difference. Having said that, bad tenants have destroyed my good properties too. I make these videos to tell you the truth. I don't want to say anything in a recorded video which might invite trouble for me later on. You, my investor friend, need to be extremely careful whom you're going to give the house to. I personally prefer getting 2 months of security deposit. Binds the tenants in behaving properly. Rule number 6. Check the local laws before you buy. Many investors skip this. Big mistake. Some cities are extremely landlord friendly, others not so much. Understand the eviction timeline. I am not trying to make a political statement, but I have found that it is not easy to evict someone from a left-leaning state. For example, I have a property in Chicago. If the tenant stops paying me rent in winter time, it'll take me 6 months for the whole eviction process. 6 months of no rent? Can you believe that? That's why investment homes don't appreciate that much in such states. Hey, North Carolina is very business friendly. Come to North Carolina, watch my video on investing near Charlotte. And it is not just the state laws. Many HOAs have their own restrictions. Sometimes HOAs have rules that you can't rent out a house in a subdivision for at least 18 months after you buy a house. Can you believe that? This will automatically shut doors for all investors buying in that subdivision. Check for rental licensing requirements, and inspection requirements are huge. Many people construct something in a house without a permit. Ha! You buy it, it becomes your problem. Then comes the short-term rental rules like Airbnb. Condos in Alexandria don't allow Airbnbs. Don't know why, but it's in their bylaws and they're very strict about it. A few hours of research can prevent years of frustration. Now here's something almost nobody talks about. Interest rates aren't your biggest risk. Buying the wrong property is. Let me explain that. Rule number 7, don't chase appreciation. Everyone loves hearing this neighborhood is going to explode. Maybe, maybe not. Speculation isn't investing. Cash flow is. Appreciation is wonderful, but appreciation is the bonus. Cash flow is the foundation. If appreciation comes, fantastic. If it doesn't, your rental should still survive because hope isn't a business plan. Income is. Always remember, cash flow is like oxygen. Don't kill your business. Rule number 8, stress test every deal. Here is something I do before buying. I ask, what happens if the rent drops? What happens if the taxes increase? What happens if the insurance doubles? What happens if the vacancy lasts 3 months? Can the property survive? Or does everything fall apart? This single exercise has stopped me from buying properties that look incredible on paper. Strong investment properties survive difficult markets. Weak investment only survive perfect market. This is where location matters. Never buy a house in some rural area where it's cheap but no one wants to live there. No. Always urban area. Always near opportunity hotspots. Tenants want to live where there are jobs. No jobs in the area, no one would want to live there. Rule number 9, ignore pressure. Screw everyone else. I pressure me. Remember, I told you I didn't tell my wife about the contract I put in. She got to know it from the realtor when he sent an email which she read. But I am different. Everyone is different. You will get pressure from your real estate agents, from the sellers, from the wholesalers. Everyone loves urgency, isn't it? Is it not true at work also? You ask anyone, how's your work? 90% of the time they'll say, man, I'm slammed at work, so much work. Sellers also like that. Oh, we already have 5 offers. You need to decide today. This won't last. Maybe that's true. Maybe it isn't. But here's something I've learned. There will always be another deal. Fear of missing out creates expensive decision mistakes. Patience creates wealth. I have walked away from properties that everyone else loved. Some sold for higher prices, others sat on the market for months. Either way, I slept well because discipline beats excitement every single time. That's why if you have questions, doubts, concerns, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. Rule number 10, calculate your worst case. Most investors calculate their best case. That includes me too. But over the years, I have mellowed down a bit. Now I do the opposite. What if repairs cost twice as much? What if the vacancy doubles? What if the interest rates stay high? What if the property taxes increase? Can I still own this property? If the answer is yes, I am interested. If the answer is a no, I'll check it against my risk appetite. I may go for it. I might keep looking because investing isn't about hoping everything goes right. It is about surviving when things go wrong. It is about managing risk. Also remember, you never compare houses. You compare numbers. That's a mindset shift. Professional investors buy businesses. The building simply happens to be a business, right? The 5-minute final checklist. Before making an offer, ask yourself these questions. Does the neighborhood support long-term demand? Do the numbers work using conservative assumptions? Have I verified every expense? Can I afford unexpected repairs? Does this property still work if the market slows? Would I buy this property if the prices never increased? Can I comfortably sleep before buying it? If several answers are a no, walk away. There is absolutely nothing wrong with passing on a deal. Sometimes the most profitable investment is the one you never buy. The one question that changed everything for me. Remember earlier, I said there was one question that has probably saved me more money than any inspection. Here it is. I asked myself, if I already own this property today, would I buy it again at this price? Think about that, because once you remove the excitement of the buying process, you are left with logic. If your answer is a no, why are you buying it in the first place today? I bought a money pit on 1436 Lombard Avenue, Bourbon, Illinois for $215,000. First, I'll say I was stupid to buy that house. Anyways, I'm always excited when I see a house. After closing, I saw a million hidden problems. In 1 year, I tried to sell it and I was getting offers in the upper 180Ks. Other investors were much more smarter than me. This simple question forces honesty. It removes emotions. It removes pressure. It removes FOMO. and it helps you think like someone who already owns a portfolio, not someone chasing a deal. My final thoughts. The biggest mistake investors make isn't paying a little too much. It is buying the wrong property. A bad rental can drain your cash flow, steal your weekends, keep you awake at night. A good rental, on the other hand, quietly sends you money month after month while you focus on living your best life. That is the goal. Not excitement, not bragging rights, not buying the biggest house. No! Buying assets that make your future easier. That's the goal. So, before you buy your next rental, keep this checklist handy. Remember, don't fall in love with the house. Fall in love with the numbers. Verify everything. Budget for surprises. Buy neighborhoods where people want to live. Understand the local laws. Focus on cash flow before appreciation. Stress test every deal. Ignore pressure. Always calculate the worst case. Do things consistently and you will avoid all the mistakes that wipe out so many new investors. If you found this checklist useful, subscribe, because every week I share practical real estate investing strategies based on real world problems, experiences. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, what is the biggest mistake you have ever made or almost made when buying a rental property? Your experience might save another investor thousands of dollars. And if you're a new investor, check out my video if you want to buy a house or a single family home or a condo right here. So until next time, this is Vikram signing off. Good luck, goodbye, and go earn your freedom using this checklist. Let's start a revolution. Long live freedom. Freedom from poverty, freedom from bad bosses, freedom from anything that stops us from building our business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.